So just to side note this, I do all my notes now just by hitting the microphone button, so I don't have to type. And I just
that's way
speak them.
smarter.
But sometimes it really fucks them up.
Wait, does it transcribe it?
Yeah, you just on the phone, right? So I just say Tamara got killed, whatever. Tap the microphone button on the notes app. Now I'm laughing because what it heard me say. Despite how bad this movie is, Kevin Hart really is a superb Jason Voorhees. Hey, all you creatures from cyberspace. Thanks for joining us on another episode of the GraveTalk podcast. My name is Mark, again joined by Garrett and John. Fellas, third movie in.
Second movie in.
Second
movie in.
Second movie in.
Tuned into our third movie when we thought it was the second movie.
I can't count anymore. Second in the Worst in Show month we're doing here at the GraveTalk, where we review the worst movie of the franchises according to Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
February is the month of Valentine's Day, the month of love, if you will. It's ironic that we're watching movies that make me hate so much.
Yes, I don't love these movies.
And neither do single people. It's a depressing month for a lot of people. That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
It doesn't have to be, though. Be happy with who you are.
That's it. Be
happy with the life you live.
Look, when I was single, we would do single activities. All of our sad single people would get together.
Well, what have you guys been up to since last time?
I watched a film, a cinema. It was called a cinema. It was called The Possession of Hannah Grace.
What?
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
It actually isn't that bad. It's not great, but it's straight down the middle. It's about this exorcism that's gone wrong, and then the body goes into a morgue, and the demon's still inside of the dead body, and it's killing people, and every time it kills somebody, it gains powers back, and the body heals.
How does it kill people if it's dead?
Good question. It's still paranormal. So the body, the human might be dead, but it can still use the body. It's just all jacked up.
Okay.
Jacked up.
How do you keep finding more of these movies? How is there more exorcism movies to find?
The Netflix, Amazon algorithm is like, just type in the word possession, and if it has OSSES in it, just send it John's way.
Dude, they keep making them. I keep watching them.
John, if there was an exorcism streaming service, what would it be called?
Oh, boy, that you put me on the spot here.
Ooh, what if we wrote a movie about a couple cops who have to become exorcist people, and we call it Possession is 9/10 of the Law?
Oh, shit.
I'm in.
And the thing is, they don't have the knowledge, but they go online, they take that possession course, that exorcist course from the Vatican that you can do by correspondence.
There you go.
And it's all like, Johnny's a 9-year cop. He's like 2 days away from retirement, but he's got to come back in for this one last possession. And then they bring him in. He's like, I was on the internet. I was bored. Here we go. I don't know why I sound like this when I'm making these voices.
That's okay.
But and then he comes in and he has to do it right before retirement. But it's like cops, and it's like fish out of water trying to do this thing. There could be a little comedy in there.
Kind of in the same vein, there was in the early 90s a exorcism parody called Repossessed that starred Linda Blair. Yeah, very not cops, but very wacky.
That was more like Naked Gun type.
Yeah, that's what they did.
I don't want to do that. I want to do more Tucker and Dale style humor.
Oh, okay.
A little subtle, good, quality comedy.
And it should be all backstory.
What we'll do is we'll have them reference a really complex backstory and never tell us what it is. And then on the DVD, we could actually have a 30-minute little segment, which is just that backstory that you never see in the movie.
There you go.
So the possession of Susie Shingles, is it any good?
The possession of Hannah Grace is actually pretty decent. It is better than I thought it would be. And if you are into this style of movie, yes, I would recommend it. Also, the main actress is from Pretty Little Liars. So if you like that show, she's in there.
Also, if any of you steal my idea for that movie.
Oh, somebody make it. I mean, whatever. This is all.
You already put it out there.
Yeah, it's in the ether now.
I watched a movie called Overlord.
It's called The Possession of Donna McGee.
Now, Overlord, it's that World War II one with the German zombie creature thing.
The one that had that terrible trailer with AC/DC.
Yes, that trailer is the one thing that I think super hurt that film. I didn't see it because of it, because I wasn't looking for a World War II movie that uses modern music, and they don't.
No, I know. I heard it was actually really enjoyable.
Yeah, it was pretty decent. It's like 70% war movie, 30% monster movie.
Interesting.
It was actually really well done. It's on Amazon Prime right now. I would recommend it. All the casts do a bang-up job.
On the Amazon Prime. It's on the Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's what old people do. They put the.
There you go.
You playing that Nintendo? The Nintendo's over there, kid. Yeah, I would recommend it. It's very good. Good times. Amazon Prime. Check it out.
There you
Does
go.
it actually pay off with the monster stuff? It looked like they were just making like Nazi super monsters, and it was like, we gotta fucking get out of here.
I think because of the ratio that they use, like 70% war movie, 30% that, I think it's fine. So we are here today to talk about the worst Friday the 13th movie, as according to Rotten Tomatoes and as according to me.
Hey,
Yeah.
Garrett, did you do anything?
Did you do anything?
No, but thanks for asking, Mark.
Like I was saying, Friday the 13th. This is the worst one.
Really, this is the first one, I guess, of two, but kind of more. That
2 out of 4.
2 out of 4 that I've disagreed with. I do not think this is the worst one.
Oh, I know. You hate number 9. You've told me so many times.
God, that's like
and I disagree with you.
Are we counting Jason X in this pantheon?
yeah,
Absolutely.
Then, yeah, I agree. This is not the worst one.
Oh, no. Jason X is like number 5.
Jason X is terrible.
Jason
No, it
X
isn't.
is top 3, dude.
God, I went out of this
To
podcast.
quote the kids again, Jason X, that's like S tier, all right? That is top tier Jason.
Who are you?
I'm a space lover and a horror lover. You know, you combine those things, I'm in.
It's basically Star Trek with Jason Voorhees in it. That's all that movie is.
My 2 favorite things.
The possession of Apollo 18.
Oh, yeah, if there was some sort of possession aspect, that would have been the best.
But we're not here to talk about the award-winning Jason 10.
Someone gets possessed on the International Space Station, and they have to send up these cops who took a correspondence
There you
course.
go.
And it's a franchise at this point. We are set.
So, as I was saying, we're here to talk about Jason Takes a Boat.
Yeah,
That's what this movie is, and that's why this is really disappointing. I think the idea of him actually being in New York for more than 3 minutes is a cool idea.
National Lampoon's Manhattan Vacation.
I mean, very true. But I also, the boat scene kind of works in the sense that
Explain.
yeah, well, it's contained, it's claustrophobic. They could have done a lot, with it.
They could have, but they don't.
Okay, look, I'm not saying that this is a good Jason.
I think you're trying to tell me this is a good Jason.
I'm just saying it's the second worst Jason, not the worst.
Oh, okay.
Well, actually, maybe the third worst.
When's the last time you seen Goes to Hell?
When's the last time you've seen Jason X?
We watched Jason X for this podcast, didn't we?
No.
Oh, well, then just out of fun, very recently, Jason Goes to Hell I saw pretty recent. Oh, when I bought the whole iTunes collection and then I watched them all. So tops 18 months ago.
Okay, I think you should give it another try. I like that they were trying to do something different. Dude, this is number 8 in the series. The one we're talking about today, is number 8 in the series. And they're like, what else can we do? They want more. The studio's going to make them. Let's come up with a new idea. And I think they executed a new idea. While it fails in regards, like Jason's on screen for maybe 7 minutes of that whole movie. But I think it's an interesting idea. So I don't think it's a good film, but I don't think it's the worst because at least they try to shake it up.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I'll give you that, but they shook it up and it sucked. So bottom tier.
Creighton Duke is a fun character.
Okay, I do like Creighton.
The black
Duke.
cowboy guy, he's
dope.
awesome.
I mostly remember a lot of stupid shit, but like the the autopsy guy eating the heart. It's like, ugh, thumbs down.
There's also a scene where Kane Hodder plays a security guard and he's like, that Jason guy sure is a pussy or something like that.
Yeah.
No, that's fun.
All right. I mean, look, I get it, but you know what's fun? Jason 8. This movie falls so far into the so bad it's good category. I actually like it.
Come on, dude. You like this more than Death Spa? That's one you didn't like.
Yeah.
Death Spa's way better than this one.
Maybe because I give this some grading on a sliding scale because it's a Jason movie. So it just has a couple of extra points by default. I mean, let's start with Renee, my favorite. Well, I guess we should start with the basics,
let's
and
get
then we
through.
can talk about my favorite character in all horror.
So this movie came out in 1989. This was actually my first introduction to Jason as a kid. I was 8 years old in the movie theater.
God.
I never actually saw this movie until like a couple years ago, but I saw the trailer for it in front of another movie as a kid. And it starts off with like some sort of Frank Sinatra-esque sound, music song. That's the word I'm looking
Sound.
for.
You mean
Song.
New York, New York?
Probably. I don't know.
Okay.
I haven't seen the trailer ever.
I wanna be a part of it.
I don't buy for
New York, New York.
There's no way they could have afforded to license a Frank Sinatra song. So at best, it's a shitty cover.
It was a
of
Robert
Frank-
Goulet cover.
Let's take a minute. This is what I saw for the first time. So I'm just probably there to see all dogs go to heaven or some nonsense, and this is
That's
there.
what they're gonna put in front of this.
That scene's not even in the movie.
I know.
He's in Jersey. He's not allowed in New York.
That's true. He would be in Jersey with that angle.
The Big Apple, where dreams come to flourish.
Wait, none of these scenes are in the movie.
Friday the 13th, Part 8. Jason takes Manhattan. Now, New York has a new problem.
A new problem? Oh my God, that's so like mean to New York. New York's got something else to deal with, you asshole.
Oh, New York did suck in 1989.
Yeah, I want to correct myself. It's not New York, It's putting on the Ritz.
Okay, we just watched the trailer. It's
Wait, not putting on the Ritz. What the name is that song?
I don't know.
No.
It's not putting.
If you're very into it, listeners, go watch the trailer. It's worth watching because it has a bunch of scenes that would have been better in the movie that were never put in.
This trailer is very false advertising of what is actually shown to you when you go to sit down and watch this movie for the first time.
I will
Oh,
concur.
no, it's not completely false. It was boring. The trailer was much like the movie in that aspect.
Oh, get out.
So that was that was my introduction to this character, was that trailer. And then Friday 9 would have been the first one that I watched in full. Right?
No wonder you have a soft spot for that trash movie.
Let me preface that with saying unedited. I've seen the TV versions probably before I saw this on TNT, Joe Bob, whatever the hell's going on, So for the longest time, not seeing it, I was like, I want to see the one where he goes to New York. I want to see him go
I want to see him catch a cab.
do all this New Yorky shit.
Take in a show, grab a slice.
Yeah, but no, we don't get that. We get him hop on a cruise liner and literally I was time stamping when he finally got to New York. And then half of the scenes in New York are shot in Vancouver.
Well, yes, because it's very expensive to film in New York, and they had a budget of 7 Tic Tacs and a pat on the back. I mean, they did the best that they could.
They shot for the moon. They didn't get the moon.
The old Miramax package.
Yeah.
Before we get too deep into it, this was written and directed by Rob Hedden. This one is sitting at an 8% on Rotten Tomatoes and is a 27% with the audience at a 61,970. Still pretty low. This one stars Tiffany Paulson as Susie, Tim Merkovich as the young Jason Voorhees. Kane Hodder as Jason Voorhees. Jensen Daggett as Rennie. Barbara Bingham as Colleen. Alex Diakin as the deckhand, the dumbest character in all of this. You're all gonna die. You're doomed.
I have him listed as Scurvy Joe.
Oh, he's the best character in all this.
He's so pointless and dumb. Peter Mark Richmond as Charles McCullough. You're going to hear me call him Uncle Teacher for the rest of this episode.
Well, he'd be Uncle Principal.
Uncle Teacher.
Wasn't he the principal?
No, he kept saying teacher. They kept calling him
the whole thing doesn't make any sense because didn't they all graduate already?
And counselor. I have that question. We got to get to this because I have so many questions.
Vincent Craig Dupree as Julius. Kelly Hu as Eva. Scott Reeves as Sean. Gordon Curry as Miles. Martin Cummins as Wayne. And that's really all we need to know.
That's more than we need to know.
There's a shit ton of people on this boat until there isn't.
Yeah.
Who's
I don't know if you noticed that, but all the extras seem to vanish.
Well, they can't afford to kill them all.
What's the name of the people on the boat at the very beginning?
Oh, Expendable 1 and Expendable 2.
The couple with the glorious hair.
JJ and Miles, I believe.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Anyway, okay. Saffron Henderson is JJ. Gordon Curry as Miles Wolf.
It's important you know them because they die in 37 seconds.
Here's what the back of the VHS box has to say about Jason Takes a Boat.
I
Skip it.
cannot wait for the lies.
Fallen angels lead to the street. It's an empty dance, and so incomplete.
The Big Apple's in big trouble.
Except we're not. It's in Vancouver.
Or not. They just kind of go about their business. As indestructible psycho fiend Jason Voorhees hits the road to New York City and paints the town red.
Hits the road. Incorrect. Hits the water.
He doesn't paint anything either. After a shocking return from beyond the grave, get it?
Yeah, I see what
Shocking
the
return from beyond the grave. The diabolical Jason ships out aboard a teen-filled love boat, in quotes,
Love boat.
bound for New York, which he soon transforms into the ultimate voyage of the damned.
All right, Iron Maiden.
Then one of the terrified victims escapes into a nightmarish maze of Manhattan's subways and sewers, only to confront Jason one final time. The imposing Kane Hodder plays the role of Jason with unholy relish, says Daily Variety. The best thing I can say about this movie is that Kane Hodder is a kick-ass Jason, and despite being in a terrible film, he's still a really good Jason.
Yeah.
Wait, when did Kane Hodder start being Jason?
7. He did 7 through 10.
All Jasons seem the same to me. I can barely tell which. Look, apparently I'm a Jason racist because I could barely tell who's playing what. They all okay. You're imposing and you walk around. I can tell the new one because he runs. That's how I know.
I'm actually going to have to slightly disagree with you on that one. And the fact that like I do feel like Kane Hodder brings like a very like his movements and his actions feel very determined. Like when he moves, he's making his shoulder lean forward. Like I get this vibe of like this dude is like every muscle in his body is intent on the task at hand. You look at the early Jasons from like 2 and stuff like that. They just didn't have the energy that I think Kane Hodder and the later guys brought to it.
I think Kane brings an intensity that wasn't quite there with the previous versions.
Yes, there you go. That's the thing right there.
Now, also, John, I do have to correct you that he does run in other ones. He ran in 2, 3, and 4.
Oh, okay. Big sprinter.
Look, you're talking to the guy who likes Jason the most. You like Freddy the most.
Fair.
He likes Michael Myers the most. I'm here to correct you when you are wrong.
That's fair. And look, I completely get that for big Jason fans, you can all tell the difference and like, oh, he has a shoulder thing. I'm saying for me as a amateur Jason watcher, if you showed me a random clip of a Jason movie, I could not tell you like, oh yeah, that's Kane Hodder or that's whomever. I would just be like, okay, yeah, he showed me Jason.
I'm the same way with spaghetti sauce. I cannot tell the difference of what you've done. So I was like, here, check out the spaghetti sauce. I'm like, tastes like spaghetti sauce.
Yeah.
I will never be able to tell the difference between a spaghetti sauce and what you did to your spaghetti sauce.
Yeah,
and you're like, is this ragu? And I'm like, no, that's Prego, you idiot.
I failed the Pepsi challenge.
And I completely believe and understand, like, if you're really into it, you sense these and it's like important and it brings a whole second level of enjoyment. And I wish that I could share in that, but I just can't.
I'll say this about Kane Hodder, though. I've never met a person who seems to love the character of Jason more than Kane Hodder. That dude gives his heart and soul into that character, which is really cool. I appreciate the fact that he loves that franchise so much. I mean, he was devastated when he didn't get the fucking Freddy versus Jason thing, right?
Oh, yeah. He had been championing that idea for 16 years.
Yeah, that's shitty.
And then they gave it to another guy. And not only another guy, they gave it to a stunt double.
Which actually the stunt doubles come out and was like, hey, look, I didn't know that they didn't ask him and bought like.
And I honestly don't have a problem with him doing Jason either. It was just, it should have been Kane.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's shitty.
it should have been
but
Kane.
I don't blame the stunt double's got to eat. You know, I don't blame him for taking the role.
Well,
but
the thing is, I think he's come out and said like he didn't know they didn't
Yeah.
offer it to Kane or whatever, and like plus in Hollywood you can't just turn down the opportunity to be whatever. But at the same time, that's really super shitty. But yeah, Kane Hodder loves the character of Jason, and even like Hatchet, the Crowley, like he loves those movies too.
He's been in, like, what do they do? 3 of those now?
Yeah. Dude, Kane Hodder's just a big, that dude's just a badass when it comes to horror stuff. He's just a real big advocate.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the documentary, the Kane Hodder documentary, I recommend it.
Oh, that thing was crazy.
Yeah, his whole story about him getting burned really badly.
Well, it's more than that, but they talk about it. Yeah.
So anyway, back to this one in particular.
The movie starts with the Paramount logo and it goes Jason, 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 Jason. I was
that's
like,
clever.
why? Just to let us know what movie we're in? Because they've never done that. It's always been kill, 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 or something like that, right?
Yeah, it's Kiki Mama is basically what Harry Manfredini, the guy who created the noise, and the composer of all these movies. He didn't do this one though.
Really?
Harry Manfredini had nothing to do with this one. Instead, we get some lame soft rock ballad that starts off in this movie.
I bet that Jason thing sounded good in a movie theater, though. It probably set a creepy tone.
Oh, I mean, think why not go with the or whatever, as opposed to Jason. It's like you've never done that before. Like, why did we need to say the character's name? Just you know what you're in for now.
Look, when you get to movie 8, you got to start doing some weird shit to get people back in the theater. I guess.
I guess it is hard to put myself into what it must have been like to go see Jason 8. It'd probably be like, ugh, another one. So yeah, I'm guessing they're like, let's really try some.
I don't know. I feel like this is the heyday when people were just like, oh, we get another Jason. Like Marvel movies nowadays, people were like, well, we get a Black Widow. I think people were just in for it.
Maybe, but I was near the end, oh my God, another Marvel movie. So,
oh, fuck you.
I'm so glad. Not the right podcast, but
this is the new podcast.
Wrapped it up with Endgame. I don't think I've seen any movie that's released after Endgame.
It's only been one movie since Endgame.
There you go then.
Anyway,
Back to Jason.
This movie was supposed to take place in Manhattan for the majority of the film, like you said. However, the budget was so small. I think it was like $5.5 million or something.
Very small.
Wait, that's it?
Yeah.
So they had to be creative with it, right? I was like, okay, well, what can we do?
How much did Kane Hodder get paid for this? Do we know?
Oh, not enough.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's salaries would have been peanuts in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah. Literally peanuts.
When this movie came out, it cemented itself as the lowest grossing in the franchise at 14.3
million. Mm-hmm. But then maybe I stand corrected. Maybe we were like on the end of the slasher heyday.
I think they were burning out the original ones because, I mean, Freddy had just wrapped up.
This is 89, right?
Yeah.
Because of this movie's failure, Paramount dropped its involvement. Sean Cunningham, the original director and creator of the franchise, took the rights back. And you'll notice that number 9 is not called Friday the 13th Part 9. It's called Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Because they no longer could use that title because that still belonged to Paramount. So that's why Jason 10 is Jason X.
Why would you sell? Oh my God.
So this movie is to blame for this licensing nightmare that Jason is in right now.
Well, partially. They like whatever, it's really messy, right?
Yeah.
But Paramount was like, yeah, we didn't want anything to do with this. It's not profitable anymore. Sean, you can have this back.
Except they didn't give it back. They kept the title, which is the dumbest shit.
Imagine making 3 times your investment and going, I didn't make enough money. I only made $15 million on $5 million.
And they can keep by keeping the title anytime they re-release a VHS, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever.
And marketing and all that, and toys. And that's...
So it's a mess, dude.
Fucking money, man.
Money sucks.
You greedy sons of bitches.
God damn you, money.
Yeah. Pay us.
Why don't we go back to working for peanuts? You know what I'm saying?
Right out the gate, I got a problem with this movie.
You don't say.
There's some stupid voiceover happening that is just like some man mumbling nonsense over that soft rock song. You probably don't remember the voiceover, do you?
My second note, oh God, this fucking voiceover.
Oh, I blanked all that out. My first note was, I like how fast they get to Jason. No
the
wasted
voiceover is
time
something
here.
like,
It's like this. We live in claustrophobia, a land of steel and concrete, trapped by dark waters. There is no escape, nor do we want it. We've come to thrive on it, and each other. You can't get the adrenaline pumping without the terror, good people. I love this town.
we like it that way,
yeah.
or something. I mean, I'm not saying it exactly right, but it's like this terrible.
But that's the gist, and it's garbage. And you're like, what the fuck is this? This has never happened in any of these films.
I blanked that all out.
And this one, I don't know who's doing the voiceover.
It's random dude, and it's random shots of New York City, and there's like a rat hanging out in a trash can.
Oh,
Remember?
yeah. The toxic
in
sludge.
the toxic
and-
sludge trash can, which that
Which is
rat was
gonna
put
be-
in there against its will. Like
Well,
that really upset me. I was like, that
that's-
rat was begging for air.
That's Chekhov's trash can.
Oh,
Yes.
Way later at the end of the
Yep.
movie.
That's true.
But yeah, it's setting up like you're like, fuck yeah, we're going to be in New York for all this. Nuh-uh. We cut to Camp Crystal Lake, and somehow a yacht has managed to get into this lake.
Unrelated to the yacht that's going to go to New York.
This movie has massive, massive waterway problems, and it's why I hate it so much.
Oh, as a big boater, Mark has got some problems with the water situation.
I remember so little. I saw this when I was like a kid on HBO in my grandparents' house when like used to sneak upstairs and watch HBO because they were too lazy to come upstairs and check on me. How I saw Tales from the Crypt and
yeah.
Skinamax and all those wonderful things as a teenager. You're like, whoa. I did not remember the entire fucking boat aspect of this.
How? It's the biggest part.
All of the movie, because the title's so tricking into your brain.
I remember his face melting. I remember Julius fighting him on the rooftop. I
classic.
remember the kids at the very beginning in the little boat with the hair.
Yeah.
And then that's it. I didn't remember 52 minutes of this movie.
My notes are so much more positive than y'all's. I'm like, oh, I like.
My notes are positive. It's just I'm just saying like this movie is weird in the fact that like you just forget the middle of it for so like many people.
Well, it's very forgettable. So
It's like Full Metal Jacket. No one remembers the second half of that movie.
Yeah,
Everyone
which is a
remembers
shame.
the first half, but never the second half.
the second half is awesome.
So there's a couple in this boat getting freaky.
DTF.
Is that what they call
Yeah.
them? That's what the kids do. They get freaky.
That's exactly it.
They're in a yacht on Camp Crystal Lake. Now, lakes by default are singular bodies of water.
Yes. Also, this lake has a huge power line running.
Do you know how fucking hard it would be to get that yacht into a lake?
Mark, here's the thing about Camp Crystal Lake, what you don't know.
It was airlifted in.
It was
Operation Dumbo Drop.
adjacent, directly next to, like 5 minutes away from the Atlantic Ocean.
Okay. That it has to be.
Yeah.
Based on this movie's scenes, how they play out. That's
well,
exactly what happened.
The whole Camp Crystal Lake could not be more than 10 miles away from Manhattan.
Wait, is Camp Crystal Lake supposed to be in New York though?
No.
Where's
They
Camp
never
Crystal
say
Lake normally take place?
Where it is. I thought it's up north somewhere. So I always assumed it was the Northeast, but not like within sight of New York, which is how the only way this works. Because they wrote ultimately.
The montage, the New York montage at the beginning, like had the rat and stuff. Did you also notice those guys who were like cooking heroin over the trash can? And then the dude like squirts so much of it in the air, and I was like, you would not squirt half your drugs
They
in
waste
the air.
a ton of drugs in this movie.
Like, dude.
But ultimately, they row to New York, so they could not be very far.
I think it's supposed to be New Jersey.
Wait, no, because you could cross the bridge.
Yeah, why would you take a boat? Okay, look, we're not very far.
Why would you go around?
According to Friday13th.fandom.com,
Okay.
it says Camp Crystal Lake, Cunningham County, New Jersey.
I thought it was in New Jersey as well, so I didn't know where I got that from, but I feel like they do establish that at some
Let's
point.
just get to that part. These two teens get murdered while fucking. It's a Jason movie. You know
Yes.
it's going to happen. She goes.
they do-
She goes and hides in the boat, which is really stupid.
Yes.
Right. So after they're done fooling around, he's like, "I got to go drop the anchor," and he throws the anchor into the lake. And there's a very large power
this is
cable.
Pre-fucking. He's like,
pre-fucking.
I'm gonna be rocking this boat so hard, I better anchor it down.
I can't have the boat swaying left and right.
No, he needed to, and the anchor, of course, hits a huge, high-powered electricity line.
Jaws 2.
We keep them all underwater. That's where we keep our electricity. That's where it's grown, under the water.
Just laying on top of Jason's body.
And it causes it to short some electricity out and reanimate our dead Voorhees.
And let's remember, Jason Voorhees got attached by chain to giant rocks that were put into a small rowboat and then wrapped around him and dropped to the bottom of Camp Crystal Lake in the end of the last
Right.
movie.
Now, I could have sworn number 7 is the one where he's fighting the girl that has mind
Oh, yeah,
powers.
yeah, and-
so he dumps a pier on him.
Yes.
So with her mind. So she breaks the pier and he's crushed under the weight of the pier. And that's where he's...
Doesn't her imaginary dad pull him down?
Oh, that's right, because 6 is the one where he's...
you're thinking
Yeah,
about 6.
6. I love
so
6.
in 7, he's crushed by a pier.
Yeah.
And the ghost of dad...
Crushed by a pier.
The ghost of dad pulls him down.
Yeah.
It's a mess,
Do
too.
these
But
horror
whatever.
movies ever just stop and go, ooh, wait, did I write crushed by a pier?
They have no time for that because they got to make the next one for
Yeah.
next year.
Next year, we got these... God, no, 8 of them by 89. The first one was in 80. Ooh.
At least it wasn't lightning this time, though. An 80s movie, it was electricity.
It's lightning adjacent. It's electricity from a power cable underwater.
Lightning
dude.
adjacent.
That's true. He's got a point. He's got you there, John.
I will say, I do like, though, they always explain how he comes back. Unlike in some movies, Freddy, Michael Myers, where he just appears again, they're like, we got to give him a stupid return story. And they explain where he got his dumbass mask back.
That's true. So on our boat with our teens being promiscuous, the kid, whatever his name is,
Yeah.
doesn't matter. He's decided he's going to scare his girlfriend, and that's the best way to get laid.
Definitely.
Is to freak them out with a Jason mask and pretend to be a mass murderer.
Well, he also has a knife, like a prop knife. He fucking stabs her.
Yes, he stabs her with the knife that goes in when you push
Yeah.
the blade. I was like, bro, you're not getting... I have a note here. It's like, and that's how they broke up.
Right.
But also, she like way oversells her prop knife stabbing. I was so confused at why she did what she did. She like throws her head back, like
Oh, because we're trying to fool the audience.
yeah.
It's not for them. It's for us. You got to remember that. It's not for them. It's for us.
Oh, like all good movies.
That's right.
His name is Jimmy. I wrote his name down.
Okay.
Jimmy.
So Jimmy is pranking his girl, but then guess who shows up? Mr. Reanimated Voorhees. He comes up and then he actually picks up a harpoon gun.
Yes.
Right.
Why this yacht has a harpoon gun? Who knows? Doesn't matter.
Did you guys hear when he got electrocuted back to life underwater, that laugh?
No.
It's all, ah, ha, 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 ha. Like when he gets electrocuted back to life, there's a laugh underwater. And I was like, what the fuck was this?
I'm back,
Who-
bitches.
what person said, yeah, let's make a maniacal laugh underwater? Like, he's never laughed, and it's in the movie. I was like, this is the dumbest idea.
now
You
it's
also can't laugh underwater,
it's
according to lungs.
It's canonical now that Jason can. Also, I don't think Jason has lungs. He must not breathe.
Well, he coughs up that water at the end.
But that's baby Jason.
But no, he's adult Jason at that point. Before the toxic Avenger waste hits him.
We'll get there.
So he kills these teens. He stabs one with the harpoon gun. Well, he shoots it and it misses. I thought that was funny. So then he's like, I'm just going to stab you with this gun. He stabs him with the gun, pulls out his entrails. The lady's like, I have no better idea except to go hide in a tiny little closet and scream no as I just slowly get stabbed.
Jump off the boat and start swimming.
Which is what she should have done.
Right.
She was still hiding on the boat where the killer is.
And
Well, the water's electrified, guys. That's not true.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I mean, it could be.
That entire lake is now hot.
And the whole time, Jason's so slowly stabbing her. She's just like, no, don't kill me, when she could have scurried out. And yes, to your point, jump into the lake. Jason is afraid of water. She might have survived.
Is he, though?
He's not, though. Not in this
anymore.
one.
He's faced his fears after the last two movies.
You can't be using Freddy versus Jason lore building in this one because it didn't happen yet.
Okay, fair point. Fair point. Well, either way, she gets stabbed to death. Cut to next day, they're in a car, and it's Renee and the teacher lady, and she's like, "You are my favorite student I've ever had of all time." Like all teachers say. I love you as so much. I spent what had to have been thousands of dollars to get you Stephen King's high school pen.
She's like a live-in teacher, too. It feels like, right?
Yeah,
like,
I
don't
thought it was
leave
her
your
mom.
side.
I thought it was her mom taking her
Agreed.
to wherever.
Like the relationship was so weird.
Also, did you ever have a random high school teacher from your school like take you places?
No, but okay, but fine. Maybe that's like a thing because they all
New Jersey?
they carpooled or whatever. How are you getting Stephen King's high school pen? Why would
eBay, baby.
yeah, thousands of dollars on this gift that never you see her use it one time and then I guess it
She went to Sotheby's and got it in the auction.
Yes, exactly. On a teacher's salary.
Do I get 25,000 right here? School teacher, let's go.
And then they walk out and they meet Principal Dick, who might also be a teacher. I don't know. I thought he was a principal. I don't know where I got this from.
I haven't listened to his
look,
principal also.
He's Uncle Teacher.
Yeah.
Because he's Rennie's uncle, and he's also the biology teacher.
And he is a dick right out the
Right.
gate.
And he's the one that's... Okay, so we're already having
I
problems.
wish you could see Mark's hand gestures.
What is happening is the class of 89, I suppose, if
Yeah.
that's what year this takes place, is taking a giant cruise ship to New York as a, hey, congratulations, you've graduated
Right. And
trip.
the principal's really mad about it. He's
He's not
like,
the principal.
Okay.
He's the biology
He's a
teacher.
biology
the
teacher.
right.
chaperone.
Yes.
The
So-
the biology teacher's pissed. He's like, this is your idea, English teacher, and I hate you for it.
Well, the reason being is that Rennie had a tragic moment happen where she became afraid of water.
Yes.
So he was not going to bring her along.
yeah.
So, but the teacher, Miss Colleen, I think her character's name is Colleen, decided against his wishes that Rennie is going on this trip because she's graduating. She should have some fun and decide what she wants to do.
Yeah. Well, I think,
She sees greatness in her if she just follows her dreams.
Right.
Yes.
Now, to really stamp home while Uncle Teacher's so angry, he is her legal guardian at this point.
weirdly so, yes.
Okay, so that's the setup of what's going on.
And he's like, you should have never brought her, end of story. And then the teacher goes, I think it's just the beginning of the story, and stomps onto the boat. And I was like, damn,
Yeah, he
burn.
says, end of conversation. She's like, I think it's the beginning.
Yeah, like mad burn. Good work.
When you guys graduated high school, did you get some amazing balls trip like this?
Yeah, we had a senior night where they rented out, us and a bunch of high schools
There
like,
used to
rented
be
out
senior
Universal
trips
Studios.
were a big thing back in the day.
What, you went to the YMCA?
No, we
That's
went to
what I was
Universal
about to say.
Studios.
Oh,
What?
well, you lived
Yeah.
in Florida, right?
Yes, I lived in
Okay.
Florida, so
Down
but
the
it was a
street.
trip.
Oh, yeah, we didn't have any of that shit.
So
Yeah, me neither. This was amazing. I was like, I wish I could have went on a nice
But I mean,
cruise.
but senior trips were a thing. Remember, they used to go to like Europe and shit like that. There was a thing where senior trips was a big
isn't
thing.
it the plot of Final Destination? They're going to
Yeah,
Europe.
there you go. There you go. No, but here's my question though, and not to cut too far ahead. At one point later on, Uncle Teacher tells one of the students, I want to see your biology project tonight or else you're not going to graduate. And the
Yes.
thing is, like, if you're on the graduation trip,
Right.
shouldn't this project not matter anymore?
Absolutely.
So, well, now
You found another reason I hate this fucking
No,
movie because
hold
it makes
on.
no fucking sense.
I thought that too, but now you dug out of the Reese's of my memory, like the corners,
The Reese's? Don't you mean
recesses?
the
recesses?
recesses of my
The
memory.
Reese's pieces of my memory.
As I was saying, and I knew it was wrong, I was like, I'm just gonna roll with it. But thank you guys. They pulled it out. We went to Universal Studios before we graduated. Like we went in like April and we graduated in May. So there was like theoretically 3 or 4 weeks of school, quote unquote, left.
Did you see how projects do though? Or did you know you're graduating straight up?
I mean, there was probably stuff due. I can't remember that part, but there was still enough school left that I'm sure I had homework or something.
Okay,
So-
I will yield to your personal experience as the correct way since I did not do any of that. But man,
Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't have been enough, I don't think, for him to be like, or you're not graduating. Like, unless you're, I guess if you're like at like a 7, like if your grades are so shitty that 1 F would have like pulled you out or something. I don't know. At first,
she was a prom queen too.
yeah.
Right, this character's name is Tamara.
Tamara.
Right.
Yeah, so at first I agreed. I was like, wait, this doesn't make any sense, but making me remember that boring trip.
But she wouldn't have set one foot on that without turning in the project. If she still had grades out to be graded,
Yeah.
like this wouldn't have happened.
I agree. It is a big stretch to get to a plot point that ultimately does not matter.
And you want to know what's a big stretch? Is that fucking yacht from a lake rolling into this pier. It could not have gotten there. There wouldn't have been some sort of weird river connecting it to the ocean. I'm sorry.
So you're saying Crystal Lake is not on a lake, but it's on the actual ocean, or maybe a tributary, and maybe an inlet.
Perhaps there was a Panama Canal situation happening from Camp Crystal Lake to the Atlantic.
Maybe it's a Fitzcarraldo situation where they pulled the boat up over the hill into the ocean from the lake.
I completely agree with you. I mean, I even wrote, how do you get from a lake to New York? Like, it doesn't make any sense. It's magic. That's how. They
It is
magic
magic.
their way.
Movie magic.
Yes.
So if you guys want some additional content, you can go watch the Camp Crystal Lake Chronicles or something. The documentary that
The
goes over
2-part
all of-
documentary. It's like 9 hours long.
Yeah, it's
super
super
good.
long. They even acknowledge this in there, like we're hoping people just wouldn't notice. Let's roll with it.
If you have to say, I hope people wouldn't notice, you need to go back and fix it.
That's like every movie we review on this podcast. It feels like we were just hoping people would roll with it. So then we continue meeting our parade of characters, right? The next thing we meet
There's
is
so many people on this boat.
yes, tons.
And then they just all kind of vanish over time.
we
Except
meet
for our 7.
Yeah.
we meet the kid who his dad is the admiral of this boat, but he's like, this is your dream, not mine.
So that's Rennie's boyfriend, Sean.
Sean,
Yep.
right? So he goes.
Are they boyfriend and girlfriend? I thought they just kind of like had a thing for each other. Are they actually together?
I think they want to be together, but they're both a little shy.
It's one of those things that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, true. It plays no role.
I want to dig into this though because I feel like me and Rennie might hit it off, you guys.
maybe, but you know it's hard to tell because she's the worst actress I've ever seen. But we will get there. So
I've seen the others. Okay.
Sean goes to the bridge, and his dad's like, "I'm not going to be in command. My son is."
This whole scene is so pointless.
It's so stupid.
You're the captain now, son. And then he immediately does it wrong, and his dad's all pissed off. Like, give me, you're supposed to check the after.
I wrote
you wrote it down.
Yeah,
What does he say?
goes, did you forget something? And he's like, you forgot the International Maritime Signal. And they just fucking honks the horn.
And then he says he didn't call it in to let
Yeah,
them
you
know
didn't
that
let-
like our manifest or whatever.
Like, how are you going to forget the International Maritime Signal,
But
dude?
so the dad very much wants his son to become a captain, but he's really bad at it. And I was like, Sean goes on to captain a boat for Exxon.
Yeah, right. The Valdez.
So him and Rennie both have these like parents that have expectations for them, but it's not their life to live.
Right. Then the boat starts sailing, and my
Well,
actual
first, before we see the yacht just lazily floats into the bay,
And
then
Scurvy Joe,
Scurvy Joe's like, "This voyage is doomed." Some nonsense like that.
So right before that, my very favorite scene of the whole movie happens, where they're pulling up the anchor and Jason grabs it. He pops up, and then he looks around as if he's confused as to what is happening.
I didn't see that. I wondered how he got on the boat.
It's my favorite. It's like a 5-second scene, but I love it so much.
So Jason was under the water that whole time.
yeah, he was
So he's definitely addressed his fear of water at this point.
Yes, he's under the water, hanging onto the anchor, which I guess he thought was just gonna stay there, because when it pulls him up out of the water, he is so confused. He's like, what is this shit? He's like, all right, well, here I go killing again.
It is so stupid. I was just like, come on, this is the dumbest looking shot I've ever seen.
What happened?
So then it's like a montage scene. We see, of course, the dance scene with Mark's favorite music, soft rock, people very poorly dancing on the dance floor. To your point, we see has to be dozens of kids, which never come back.
Two kids in particular that I really dislike is a boy named Wayne who dresses like a 40-year-old woman.
Oh, dude, I wrote...
Kind of looks like Garth from Wayne and Garth.
That
Wayne's
was
World.
that was the fashion at the time, though, guys. Think about like My So-Called Life. Those shirts were high in play.
And he's
We must have
obsessed with
seen-
a VHS camera.
Yes, it's
And that's his
amazing.
whole
He's going to be a
character arc.
filmmaker. He's going to be a filmmaker, guys.
And he's documenting or creating a music video for this girl who likes him, but he doesn't like her.
Oh no, she doesn't want anything to do with him. She's just using him for his camera.
Yes.
And shooting a rock video on this
No,
yacht.
I think the girl with the
the rock
guitar
girl
likes...
kind of liked her.
Yeah.
She was like, "Why do you keep wasting your time with that girl? She doesn't want to give you the time of day. You should be helping me." Like clearly, much like I'm not going to say it because I'm too cool for school, but you should be fucking me and not worried about her.
Yeah, and he goes,
the prom queen. Ignore her.
But she's hot though, and then the girl's like, "Yo, this guitar's hot."
Yes.
And I think this is our first kill on the voyage, right? Is the girl's like, hey, there's some really cool pipes down in the belly of the ship. It'd be a great place for a music video.
Yeah.
So she's going down there and she's like, air guitaring and playing her music down
She's not
there.
air guitar. She actually has a guitar.
Right, 'cause
I know, but she's making a video, right? You air guitar
Because
when you
her
record these
little
things.
boombox has an amp plug-in, so she can actually play her guitar through the boombox at the same time.
ultimately what happens...
Anyways, it doesn't matter. She's downstairs.
does matter.
No, it doesn't. It adds nothing to the story, whether it's air guitar or real guitar. It fucking doesn't matter. She goes down there and gets murdered.
Yes, by her guitar, like a baseball bat, and that's the end of her.
Now this
Did you guys notice how yellow Jason's mask was in this movie?
Yes, it was very
It's like
yellow.
very yellow.
It's been weathered since it was brand new when he picked it up, and pitch white.
but it's almost like mustard yellow. It's so brightly
weird.
colored.
And so right before they kill this lady comes Renee's great acting scene. Sean meets her, right? And he's like, I hate my dad, mopedy, mopedy, mopedy. And she's like, yeah, that really sucks. And then he's like, hey, I was actually hoping to run into you. I got you a necklace. And it's like a New York-based necklace. And then she goes...
Yeah, is that an inside joke with them? Like, we should go to New York.
It's so
that's where
stupid.
they're going.
Yes.
And the thing is, if you're in New Jersey, you can easily get to New York.
New York is not special if you're in New Jersey. So then...
Maybe you don't have an MTA card or something like that, but...
And hopefully you can extract this audio because it's the best. She goes in the most deadpan way.
Sean, I love it.
Yes, I wrote down, I was like, that's a woman who clearly does not love this gift.
No. And then, and this is probably my second favorite thing is when he goes, I heard the Statue of Liberty is 27 stories tall. Maybe we can hike it. Nobody's fucking hiking a statue, dude. Where are you getting these words from? End rant.
Bad writers.
Yes, and that's the end of my rant of these characters. But Renee or Rennie is the worst. This is everything she says is just like she's reading it off of cue cards.
So 2 questions at this point then. Well, number 1, why is Jason doing any of this at this point?
Great question.
Is anybody related to him?
No.
No, they just happen to be on the lake. I think he thinks I own this lake. Anyone who's on this lake, I must kill.
But they're not in a lake anymore. They're clearly in the ocean going to New York.
Maybe he wants to hijack the boat and go back to the lake because he was really pissed that he got taken out of the lake. See,
But he chose to grab onto the giant ship.
he was confused.
as seen in that moment.
Yes.
So there's no reason other than the
There's
fact
no
that he's like,
motivation.
I just got to kill teenagers.
Yeah, that's it.
By
There's
the
no motivation otherwise.
By the time it gets to 8, I think they drop the whole babysitter business. Because I don't even think in 7 it made sense. We got into a psychic war battle.
Right. I need to finish my thoughts on the killing of the rock star downstairs.
Oh, yes, please do.
This movie
It doesn't matter, Mark. The detail. No, I was kidding.
That detail doesn't. But what does matter is that all of a sudden now Jason is teleporting in front of his victims.
Oh,
And this starts happening like frequently in this movie. I was like, he's way the fuck up there. She's running down the stairs. All of a sudden he's downstairs and bashes her in the face with the guitar. So somehow he got that guitar and got in front of her
Yeah.
as she was fleeing.
and let's be clear. This location is not some places you can easily like just jump over a railing. It's tight. There's pipes everywhere. This place looks like the bottom of like
Yes, it'd be physically impossible for him to have gotten in front of her like he did to kill her like this.
Right. My note there is Jason has magic powers? Question mark.
Yeah,
Is he supernatural?
I guess so. He's got to be.
Yeah, he's been resurrected twice now.
Yes.
Or
That
three
lightning,
times, 4 times over.
gives you supernatural
And
power.
to your point, he now also has ESP powers, I guess.
So this is why, when the guys make the video game, one of his powers is to basically teleport around the map.
There
Because
you
he's
go.
been doing it in the movies.
Yeah, that's a good point because he does that a lot in this movie.
Way more than I've noticed in the previous ones.
Yes, that's fair. Because even in the previous ones, like you could like, oh, he probably went around and he got there way too quick. But like in this one, there's literally no way he could have gotten around her.
Absolutely not, unless he has some sort of paranormal ability or magic powers.
They wrote it and they hoped the audience wasn't going to notice.
What you're running into, Mark, is bad writing because they're on a boat and they're like, fuck, people could stay away from him on a boat because it's very easy. How are we going to get around this? Oh, we're not. We're just going to run with it.
Yeah. So I just wanted to point that out because, like, it was, again, he's going to do this again
Very
throughout
much.
the film.
Oh, very, very much so.
Yeah. So you were saying now we're cut to Rennie's quarters.
Yeah,
her
she's
cabin.
in her cabin and she's got a dog, which the moment I saw that dog, I was like, cute dog. And I was like, you fucking kill this dog, I swear.
Good news is it disappears for half the movie.
Yes. Whew, smart dog. He avoids Jason the whole movie.
Yeah.
As everybody could have done. So anyway, she's in there. She hears something and looks out her porthole. And then she sees what is young boy Jason from when he drowned in the 50s, like in the window, like he's underwater. So she sees this hallucination of the young Jason kid, like drowning and grabbing the port window to try to get out. And the thing is, she reacts like, oh my God, I see this thing behind the window. The dog also sees it because he freaks out and runs away from it.
Right. He shouldn't see that. That is a continuity problem. that they
Okay.
created.
I was wondering, is Jason projecting this thing in front of people to freak them out? Is this a new power of Jason's, or is she just having this like flashback of what what happened to her?
I actually know the answer to this one, even though it's still a huge plot hole, but I know the out of universe answer.
Okay.
So this lady, Rennie, was supposed to be the psychic girl from number 7. So they asked her to come back and she was like, hey, all right, cool. Can I have a raise? They were like, no, you're fired.
God.
And then just wrote a whole new script, but still assumed that the lady had psychic powers.
That is so unfortunate.
Yes.
Because that would make this so much cleaner.
Yeah.
Because it's building off the previous one where they introduced that psychic shit.
Yes, but no.
Because now it's just a mess.
Yeah.
And that's why I really don't like this, especially the ending.
Yep.
So fucking stupid.
It makes
Are you talking about like the reveal of why she's having these hallucinations?
No, the very,
Even
very
that,
end.
I'm talking about
under the sewer tunnels.
Yeah.
reversion to child Jason at the end. So dumb.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, God, we'll get into that. So she sees a hallucination. The dog sees it too. So that's just a problem with the script then.
What?
That's not actually something I should know, like, is legit.
Yeah, it's just
Okay.
left over from when they thought it was going to be a continuation from 7.
And
What is slowly revealed throughout the film, and we can just get this out.
Good, please.
That Rennie had a tragic moment with Uncle Teacher when she was a kid. They were in a rowboat
On Camp Crystal Lake.
At Camp Crystal Lake, and he shoves her in the water to make her swim, like, hey, sink or swim type moment, right? That's that old mentality of like, just get out there and fucking do it. Well, she goes underwater because she's drowning, and she's getting pulled by kid Jason.
Right.
But now the thing is, Jason would have been 50 years old, 40 years old if like time had progressed normal. And the thing is, he clearly becomes an adult, grown-sized man in our universe because he's a grown-sized man who kills things. So, but in this, is that a hallucination that pulls her down? Like, what is that?
It's never quite defined enough.
It doesn't make sense because Jason would be dead at this point in time. He would have been killed by Tommy or whatever, so it doesn't make sense. At no point would she have been on the lake.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Did Jason's like soul stay in the fucking water as a child, or did like...
So the problem with this franchise, and it is a problem, is that they go from kid Jason in movie 1 to teen adult bagface Jason in movie 2. And in that time, only maybe a year has passed.
Yeah.
Because the final girl from part 1 gets killed in movie 2 by adult Jason. So there's a growth of dead Jason that happens in a short time span that doesn't make sense.
But wait, I thought in the first one, I thought like he drowned and died like years before the mom went
in
crazy.
the 60s. But remember at the end of that one, he comes out of the water.
As a kid.
See, I thought that was
And he
just.
drags
I
her
thought
back.
that was just could that be real? I thought that was a dream because in the beginning of the second one, they wake up to that and she's like, "Oh, it was a dream." I don't remember that. Like she thought it was real, but it actually wasn't real. I thought that Jason coming out of the water was just a hallucination red herring to kind of make the audience go, "Gee, I wonder." I didn't think that was actually canon.
Well, they just hoped you wouldn't notice.
Yeah, I see. But the thing, we were sitting here trying to debate and figure out if this is really happening, and it wasn't well defined there
No,
either.
it
right?
really
But they
was
also
not.
didn't know this was going to become a franchise.
Sure,
so
absolutely.
they did that thing with Jason at the end of part one and not
Right.
knowing that they'd have to.
You get new writers in, they want to go a different direction, they age them up. Doesn't matter, right?
Bad Boys 3 is awesome, people. You should go see Bad Boys 3.
All right, so now we cut. So after that, it's like, whoa, that's weird.
Because she freaks out and runs out the room.
Right. And then the principal comes by and is
Not a
like,
principal, biology teacher.
biology teacher, he comes by and he's like knocking on people's door and he's like, it's time for senior predictions. It's like,
Senior predictions, what is that? Most likely to succeed and stuff like that?
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
But the kid's like, I don't care about that. And he's like, yeah, in your case, I'm sure that's true. I was like, dude, these teachers are so mean to students.
Walter, the kid with the VHS.
Yeah, he's like, I don't care about
Is it Walter?
those.
I think it's
VHS kid.
Wayne.
Then there's the talk about the biology project.
Yes, because that's when he talks to Tamara and he's all like, if you don't have that biology project for me tonight, why are you turning on homework on a boat?
Yes, makes no sense.
You're going to be held back and you're not going to leave the boat and you're going to fail. And she's like, all right, fine, I'll have it. And then she leaves with Eva.
Yeah, the different group of people are watching a boxing match. It's happening like through a skylight.
Because there's a gym on this boat also.
Yeah, it's bonkers. Then the kid he lost is in a sauna, and he's like, guess I gotta work on my right hook, Julius. Oh, but it's not Julius, it's Jason. And this scene was pretty brutal.
Because he's got a towel over his face and he doesn't know. But he also had the door to the sauna wide open. I was like,
Right.
that's not how saunas work.
Exactly.
You have to close the door or else it's a steam room. Yeah.
Yes.
With the hot rocks.
So Jason picks up the hot rock and just shoves it right through his chest, and his whole chest cavity like collapses in.
Yeah, it like burns into his chest and like is on fire and like
Bodies don't work like that.
No, but it was a pretty good effect, and I liked it. I was like, all right, that's a pretty brutal murder.
I do want to mention also that the kills in this movie are so neutered in terms
are.
of like gore.
I had that listed. I was like, were they trying to go for PG-13 because you don't see anything at all hardly. Even on the boat at the beginning, you don't see any blood when people get shot and stuff like that. You see like him pull back with entrails on his hook, but you don't actually see like it go in or anything like that.
The cut scenes that were deleted because of the MPAA, they fucking hate this franchise.
It's so weird.
They would butcher these movies left and right as they would come out, and they would cut so much of the gore out. There is the deleted scenes that I watched after watching this film that would really help this film. Like there's that mirror kill with Tamara and the prom queen.
Yeah.
Like they show her dead on the ground with like shards of glass like shoved into her.
Oh, really?
I've seen
Yeah.
pictures of that, wondering what happened.
So it's very unfortunate, and it sucks that this organization has chopped up and mangled so many films over the years.
yeah.
Before we were getting those unrated cuts, and funny enough, Jason 9 was the first one to release the unrated director's cut when it came out on video. So they saved all that stuff. At least Sean Cunningham had the wherewithal to do that. I want to ask about one relationship on this boat that I'm a little confused on, and maybe you picked up something I
Tamara and her cocaine.
didn't. That's a relationship that is well defined.
Her top dollar toot, as she calls it.
Right. No, but it does involve Tamara. Why does Tamara hate Rennie so much? Remember, she shoves her off into the water, the open seas.
Well, that's the next scene because that's the thing is, so Tamara and Eva are doing a little bit of cocaine off a little mirror, and Rennie walks in and she's like, have you guys seen my dog? And then she looks down and sees the drugs, and then she's like, oh, I guess not, and leaves. And they're like, do you think she's gonna narc on us? Which is funny because of the subtitles, they spell narc with a K and not a C. And I was like, huh, interesting.
That's the quality.
And then Uncle Teacher comes in and was all like, are you girls on drugs?
Oh, right. So that's what it is. And I
Yes.
just forgot. So they think that
Rennie
just went and
narked
ratted
on
him
him.
out.
to your point, the next scene is she's like, oh, I know, Rennie is scared of water, so we'll go push her into the ocean. And they do. And she's like, oops, it was an accident.
And she like fucking shoulder charges
Yeah.
Rennie.
It's
It's not an accident.
Like an NFL move.
Eva at this point is kind of like, I'm not cool with this anymore. This is going a bit far.
Yeah.
But they jump in, Sean jumps in, pulls her out of the water. At this point, Uncle Teacher comes in and he's all like, this is why she shouldn't be here. Go to your rooms. blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
grumble,
He's
grumble,
losing
grumble.
his shit.
And at this point, Tamara should have been put in the brig.
You would think.
Like, you're not going to have a good time on this trip anymore. You're going in the brig.
It was an accident, you guys.
Oh.
Yeah. But instead, she goes to her cabin and gets undressed. And
It's time to turn in that biology project.
the biology teacher walks in and she's wearing a robe and he's like, what's going on around here? And I really thought that he was in on this whole seducing thing because, to your point, it makes no sense to turn in the project. Why do it at her cabin and not in like a public place?
She has champagne flutes filled. And he's like,
Yeah.
where did you get this? And she's like, I brought it with me. And let's be honest, Tamara looks like she's 31 years
Oh,
old.
easy. They all do.
There's some people that look like teenagers in this, like older, like grads, but she looks like she's 31. And the first thing I thought, I was like, I want to be a biologist. I was like, God.
So she opens up her robe and she's like,
But I haven't even shown you my biology project.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? I mean, now you stop that. I mean, really.
Take a closer look, Charles. I want to make sure I've labeled all my organs correctly.
You're bad at drawing too.
and her heart was like up in her like fucking collarbone. It's like, no wonder you didn't do your biology project, lady. And he's
Which
like,
makes me wonder, how many teachers do you think she's actually fucked to get grades to graduate?
Well, okay, this is all a setup.
Yes.
This is all
She was
to
never
get
gonna
Do you,
fuck
no,
him.
do you think that her and Wayne were in on this together?
yeah,
Yeah,
that's the whole
absolutely.
thing.
Oh, I thought Wayne stumbled in on this by accident.
No, Wayne has been filming in the whole time, right? Because he's like, this is an outrage. I'm going to call your parents. This is fucking crazy.
He gets a little bit of playtime.
Well, true.
She
She
gets
like,
thrown to the bed. She straddles him and is like making out. And he's struggling like I would with a puppy. Like, you don't want to be too rough. And you're like, no, get off me. Oh, stop licking my face. And like, he's doing that level. And then he's like, oh, this might be a problem. I should probably stop letting a fucking high school kid like try to fuck me.
fair enough. So he chews her out, and then she's like, I don't think so. Wayne comes out of like a closet.
Well, the hallway. He's in the hallway, like looking through the door.
Oh, through the all right. So
Yeah.
he comes in. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've got this whole thing on film," and he's like, "This is
He
outrageous."
throws her the tape. Like, he throws Tamara the VHS and he's like, here you go. Here's your blackmail.
and then he goes, "You are never getting into any film school." And I was like, "All right, pump your brakes." First, I thought he was a principal. Now knowing he's just a biology teacher.
Well, that's the thing is I kept thinking he's a principal too. I have him written down
Yeah.
as principal so-and-so this whole like...
So, all right, Joe, biology teacher, you're not keep banning someone from every film school. But either way, the principal storms off. Then Wayne's like, "Hey, we have this champagne. You want to drink it?" And Tamara's like, "Thanks, see you later, bye."
Well, he tells her...
He's like, I've always kind of had a thing
Oh,
for you. She's
yeah.
like, that's cute. I gotta go.
Then Tamara starts, goes into the bathroom to clean herself off or whatever. And Jason's like, "It's a murder in time." Strips her out of her robe, throws her into the mirror in the bathroom, sifts through glass to look for a good stabbing shard, and then stabs her.
Which I love about Kane Hodder in this scene is he actually kind of sifts through the shards to find one that's perfectly designed for stabbing.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You got to get a
He
good
doesn't grab the
stabbing
first
shard.
piece. He's kind of like, no. Ooh, this one looks nice. And then he grabs it and I was like, that's a good stabbing like glass right there. But we don't really see it though.
No, it's mostly off screen.
It's totally off screen.
It's one of them MPAA cuts because in the original you do see the body.
Wow, that's crazy. Do you think it was
MPAA.
because she was naked or do you think it's because of the shards?
What do we hate more?
Nudity. It's
or
'cause
body?
of the nudity.
Nudity in America tends
Okay.
to be the big problem.
So then the next thing I have noted is they're on the bridge, they're doing their little bridge conversation. The captain's like, "All right, I'm gonna go take a deuce or whatever." And Jason comes in, and then I guess
He
we
harpoons the second in
just
command.
bam, and then he also kills the captain, but that happens off screen.
Well, no, he doesn't shoot him. He doesn't harpoon him. He actually has like a harpoon. He like spears him with it.
Oh, it's not the gun; it's just an old-fashioned harpoon.
Because I have written down like, what did he just stab him with? I was like, oh, that's a harpoon.
There was a scene that took place that we glossed over, and it doesn't really matter, but it's basically the second in command's like, "I just had a boy."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh yeah, how old is he?" He's like, 11 months. He's like, "That's the best age." And I'm like, after the second in command is impaled, the captain comes back in and he's like, "My God, the humanity." And he's like standing next to him, and Jason comes up and just slits his throat.
Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
And it opens up a little bit, and then that's how the captain gets it. Sean comes
We
in.
don't see anything for blood on that really. It's like
No.
we see that like you see the crease and then it like was about to start to bleed and then we cut away.
And that's it.
This is where we start to get Jason's theatrics, right? Because this is a theme now throughout the movie. Sean comes in, and Jason had taken time to put the captain at the steering wheel and like put the second in command in a chair. Like he propped him up.
He's posing his dead bodies. Yes. So I couldn't tell exactly what it was. Almost like his dad had been impaled on the steering wheel.
Maybe.
Yes,
something?
I think he impaled him on top of the wheel, whatever the fuck
Steering
that's
wheel.
called.
Yeah.
It's not steering wheel.
The
it's,
ship wheel.
Yes.
Everybody knows what we're talking about.
Yes, the big circle that
It's got
steers the
well,
ship.
the thing is about that, like if you haven't seen one, it's actually got like the spikes, the handles.
If
all
you
the way
haven't
around
seen one, what are you doing? How is that possible?
I think
Watch more boat movies.
yeah.
Did you notice the boat was called the Lazarus?
Yes.
Oh,
Which
clever.
I was like, ah.
So then Sean is also like, ah.
Well, he walks in, he goes, Dad, and then like it's like, dude, either you know or you don't know.
Right. And so at this point, the ship has been sailing into a hurricane that they did not see, coming, apparently.
Well, the earlier in that scene, before they talk about your boy being 19 months old, he's all like, it looks like this storm's not going to let up. They better prepare for the roughest seas they've seen. We're going to be stuck in this storm.
It's like they would definitely have known that and not, I don't know, booked a freaking boat trip around it, because this is like hurricane-like gales.
Or they would have basically gone over the PA and been like, everybody go to your cabins and
Right.
strap down. We're about to hit some fucking rough seas.
So they're in, now the ship is crazy. Sean gets on the PA. He's like, everybody come to the bridge. Some shit went down.
I got to interject here that we are now at 42 minutes into the movie. We still haven't taken Manhattan.
True. We're almost there, though. So everyone comes to the bridge, right? And Uncle Teacher's like, what the fuck's going on? You sail this boat. And he's like, I'm not great at sailing boats. Like, your dad's a captain, sail the damn boat.
Sailing's in your blood, boy. Get to it. This is probably all your fault anyway.
Yes.
That's
He's
the
so
thing is-
accusatory.
And
throughout
the
this whole
moment
movie.
that happens, Scurvy Joe runs in and is like,
You're all gonna die. You're the last ones. He's come back for you.
What the hell are you talking about?
Jason Voorhees.
You're insane. Jason Voorhees has been dead for years.
He came down the river and he's gotten on board. He walks the ship here and now.
Yes, a killer walks this ship, all right. And it's certainly none of us.
What are you doing?
You're the one who's insane.
it's Jason. He's come back to kill us all. You know he's got to do his work. And then the teacher, Uncle Teacher goes, he did it. I'm going to go get that bastard. Grabs a flare gun. You're like, what the fuck? Where did we come to this conclusion?
It must have been Scurvy Joe the whole time.
He jumps right there. So
This would have been a great Scooby-Doo episode.
It would have been. They're like, okay, we got to drop anchors. And I was like, that sounds like a poop euphemism. So they send they send the dweeb kid with the movie Wayne to go drop the anchors. Julian is like, we're gonna go fuck this guy up, right? And the teacher's like, I'm in charge here.
Yeah, Julius.
Yeah, and Julius is like, school's out. I was like, for the summer.
Yeah, Julius became my favorite character
Yeah.
the moment we were introduced to him, because I was like, he's the only one that seems level-headed through all this.
He was ready for battle.
Yeah, Julius is out, I guess, looking for Jason or whoever's doing all the killing, and he's out in the rainstorm. That's heavy fucking rainstorm.
Crazy.
He's out on the deck, and he gets knocked into the water.
Yeah.
And we think he's gone.
But not that takes more than that to knock out
Gone,
Julius.
but not forgotten.
So Julius's friend sees Julius gets knocked into the water. He's running up the mast, and we have another teleportation.
I think we're underselling what, because I wrote Jason yeeted Julius into the water. He just picks him up and is like,
He
and just
needed him?
Yeeted.
Oh,
yeet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You're like 60 years old trying to be like 22.
Yes, thank you. That's exactly. I'm trying to get our podcast to the minors.
Okay.
We're trying to get the median age of our podcast down.
Exactly. We need to get the kids liking horror. But he just threw. It was like when Uncle Phil threw Jazzy Jeff out of his house. Yeah. Is that a better reference for you?
That's a reference I can get behind. But no, like, to Mark's point, though, this dude is like, no joke, like halfway up a giant mass. And like, I want to say at least 3 to 4 Jason links away from the ground, which means
Can we please make Jason an official measurement?
so the thing is, though, is like, you're right, because like then immediately Jason grabs his foot, and I was like, did Jason jump like 25 feet in the air?
Jason,
and like grab on, or like what happened here?
Jason is part baboon and is an excellent climber. You don't know that, but it's a fact. It's on Jasonpedia.
Bears can climb faster than they can run, evidently.
Boom. Yeah. So part bear.
So this guy, he's just thrown into a radio antenna, right?
Poor
He just
dude,
impaled on some sort of antenna.
Yep. And then we cut downstairs to where Wayne is
He's
engaging the
anchors.
The anchors.
And he's doing a shit job of it because, like, proto Cloverfield style, he's still looking through his camera.
No, he should have dropped that shit immediately.
Right.
It doesn't need to be carrying this VHS tape recorder around.
And those things were like 80 pounds. They were very heavy.
And it's not like it even has night vision.
No.
It doesn't do it any good.
Now, here's my question, though. Would this movie have been better as a found footage film from Wayne's point of view?
No.
I don't think so.
Probably not, but it could have been. You never know.
add shaky cam to this mess, I'm beyond out. So after Wayne gets knocked out by strategic steam that shoots out and knocks his glasses
And
off.
camera, he's like, steam.
He gets
his glasses fall off of his face. And Wayne has a revolver, and I don't know where he got the gun exactly.
Well, upstairs they had a pile of weapons, and everyone picked the weapon they wanted because Julius took the rifle, and everyone basically they played Clue. They all picked their weapon.
So a mostly blind Wayne is now wandering, one hand with a gun, the other hand holding his camera.
Still,
and a figure just comes in front of him, and he shoots it, and it's just another kid. Like he committed murder, thinking he's shooting at Jason or the killer.
But he gets instant karma. Because Jason fucks him up.
He throws Wayne into that electrical panel, and then Wayne catches on fire.
Goes up like
now.
this.
The bottom of the boat is on fire at this point.
Well, I have to ask this question because I wrote it down. Whenever Wayne is he doesn't have time to feel remorse for what he's done, but maybe a quick second, and then he's tossed into an electric table.
Mm-hmm.
What is that, and why is it on a boat, and why is it so fucking dangerous?
It's the downstairs control panel. And it's highly
immediately electrified.
We know one thing: panels are highly flammable. Okay,
that just seems like a massive safety hazard on this water vessel.
Here's what I'm going to tell you: if you
they don't test these things by throwing teenagers into them. This is not something they plan for.
Mark, on a ship that size, if there aren't 3 or 4, people who catch on fire, it's considered a win. Okay,
okay, that's fair. I just didn't know that death panels were installed on every boat.
Ooh, Death Panel. That's a good movie.
A ship that size is going for less than 5 deaths per sail. So,
plus they're grads; they aren't contributing anything yet anyway. But can we please talk about, because we skipped it, but I want to talk about it.
Well, let's talk about
Eva, who gets killed in the disco. Yeah.
Yes. So she's getting chased by Jason, right?
Can we just mention she is dressed to the 9Ds?
She looks beautiful,
big time.
She's wearing like suspenders and a crop top.
Go on,
shorts.
Yes,
keep going.
Like
leggings,
knee-high socks.
Yes,
yep.
And her suspenders are crisscrossed in front and back.
It was the golden age of garbage fashion, boys.
I don't think you guys took my joke in. She's dressed to the 9Ts.
Oh, is that what you want?
I wanted it.
Okay.
You know those times when someone makes a joke and you just kind of want to ignore it and move on, but they really make a point
of it up here because I was really proud of it. Thank you very much.
It was a good joke. I like it.
It was good.
So yeah, she's running and escaping Jason. Then she gets to the disco, which is a big room with a lot of doors, and suddenly forgets how to flee.
It's a big round room with a ceiling of 5 foot, evidently.
And every exit has been sealed off with chains.
How?
When did this happen and who did it? Why did you do this? You've created a fire hazard. There's death panels in the bottom of this boat and you're closing off exits. And she's spinning around in circles for no reason.
Yes, it's the camera is spinning around her frantically, and then Jason grabs her by the neck, lifts her up, and chokes her into the ceiling.
Yeah, that's it.
He's just holding her up over his head and he's choking her out and then just throws the body on the ground as hard as he can and she thuds. I fucking just was like, oh.
Yeah, it was a good choke slam.
There is
great scene. Probably the best scene in the movie.
Crazy music going on, and the moment she dies, the music stops. Did you guys notice that? I was like, oh, she was a jukebox.
Because what you didn't see was Scurvy Joe on the DJ set going, oh, this is doomed.
No,
right
Scurvy
here.
Joe's dead at this point,
Yeah,
though.
I know.
But
Poor Scurvy Joe.
Because Uncle Teacher thinks that he's like, I'm gonna go kill Scurvy Joe, and then he finally tracks him down to shoot him with a flare gun, and Scurvy Joe falls over with an axe in his back because Jason's killed him too. But at this point in the movie is just Jason's like, I have to thin this cast to fit into a rowboat.
They do try to contact the Coast Guard, by the way.
But Jason cuts the line, or like he breaks the antenna or something.
He pulls the wires out of the radio. And I was like, how does he know how to do that? He's been stuck at the bottom of the lake the whole time.
And he's taking correspondence courses, you guys. He's down there, University of Phoenix, and that shit.
There you go. And the Coast Guard's like, oh, well, I guess that was nothing, and never bothers to check it out at all.
I guess that was nothing. This movie movie's so dumb.
Look, they hung up. That counts, right?
Yeah.
We're good.
Good enough. So now pretty much everybody's dead and the boat sinks.
So we got Rennie, we've got the dog.
The dog, yeah.
We've got Uncle Teacher, we've got Aunt Teacher, and we've got Sean.
And Julian.
Well, Julius, we don't know yet. Yeah.
Julius.
We do, though. Like,
They've all
lower the
climbed
lifeboat.
into a lifeboat, and then they hear something in the water come out, and they're all like, jump scare, but it's Julius, who now pulls himself into the lifeboat.
And then they row to New York.
And we're supposed to take away that this took a very, very, very long time because everybody's falling asleep. There's fog everywhere. And I'm like, they got lucky.
But it's still
finding their
nighttime,
way.
though. It's still nighttime.
Yeah.
I think it was like days.
Wait, you think? No, I think it was just like...
Well, how bright was that fog, dude? It looked like it was daytime foggy, and then it was nighttime again when they were rowing in.
The Statue of Liberty is arguably maybe 300 feet away from them.
It's insane.
You cannot see the Statue of Liberty without seeing the lights of New York.
Yeah, it would have been so bright. And also, even in 1989, even pre 9/11, you aren't just rowing a fucking boat into New York Harbor. Like, you're not. The police are going to be like, "Excuse me, why are you rowing a boat right next to the Statue of Liberty?" Like,
I don't know. It was night. You know, maybe shit.
I definitely know that place has boats everywhere. They're rowing into an empty harbor in the most populated city in North America.
But yeah, so Julius points out, like, hey, we're here. And they all look around like, oh, New York snuck up on us.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like, there's no way you missed this, you idiots. And if you did, you're all dead.
Right.
And when they get to port, the Uncle Teacher's me's like, way to go, Sean. You picked the shittiest port in New York. And it's like, do you think he had control over that?
Dude.
I mean, you should be glad to be alive right now.
Such a tool.
Seconds later. Literal seconds later, Jason has made landfall. He was not in a boat. Apparently walked on the bottom of the ocean as fast as they could row.
Well, is that the thing? I couldn't I wrote that down. I was like, did Jason cling to the bottom of this boat and just catch a ride? Or did he like walk or swim it?
He could pull that shit off with a giant cruise ship. He cannot hang on the bottom of a raft and them not figure that out.
Because we are led to believe in other movies that Jason is heavy AF. So he must have walked across the bottom of the ocean
as fast as a boat can row. Possibly a full day.
I want to see that.
How did he know where they were going?
Great question. How could he know? Yeah, how did he know to stay with the boat?
The last we saw of Jason is him on top of the cruise ship. The boat is literally on fire at this point.
The episode
looking down at them as they row away.
The episode image for this is basically Jason on the bottom of the ocean and Dory and fucking like Marlin going, "Have you seen my son Nemo?" Because like, God, he walked across the ocean floor. Do you know how deep that is?
It's the only thing
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that he.
But
wouldn't
could he have
have
swum? Swummed?
If
you can.
They would have seen him swimming.
Do you remember how Jason died?
In which one?
Drowned.
Yeah.
Yes. He can't swim.
Well, in case I forgot, there's a bunch of hallucinations that remind me in this movie.
So
Exactly. So he didn't swim to Manhattan.
Doggy paddled. Okay, so I want to see.
I thought maybe he learned.
Correspondence courses.
Sure, but still, either way, he's doing it for a full day.
Yes.
Or longer. We don't know.
No, but imagine the movie of him underwater, like fighting the Meg, fighting. I want to see Jason versus Sea Beast, is what I'm saying.
I mean,
you're gonna say Seabiscuit.
coming to the Sci-Fi Channel near you.
There you
Why
go.
not?
Sharknado v. Jason. We finally made it to Manhattan, y'all, and Jason is going to take the shit out of it. But first, he starts by stopping and staring at a billboard. And he's like, oh shit, other hockey masks exist. He kind of reacts like when my dog sees other dogs. Like, what? There's more of me?
This is the billboard with the
hockey player.
No self-respecting marketing person would ever make a billboard that ugly.
No, it's a terrible billboard. And so he goes off and fucks off and shoots the trailer while our characters...
Shoots the trailer? You mean the one we watched earlier?
Yes.
Okay, that was pretty good.
Kane, we're going to need you over here on the skyline of the Manhattan area for the trailer, please.
And while he's doing that, our characters are in the most random shitty dock area.
You know, this is like if someone who's never been to New York was told to describe and make a New York.
Yes.
It's a filthy alley ridden with punk drug dealer guys and rapists.
It's like Gotham City. So Yeah, immediately.
And Charles, the uncle teacher, goes, we should split up.
Well, yes.
And Julius goes, this is a dumb idea.
He's like, we think we'd be more effective, right? But first, they're immediately mugged. Within like 3 minutes of landing, they're like, give me your necklace. And she's like, I love this necklace I got 1 day ago.
Like, give us your wallet. Everyone coughs up those wallets immediately.
Which is fine. That's what you should do, because, I mean, your wallet's not worth dying over.
And then creepy Rufio like walks over and is all like, oh, pretty, look what we got here. And then like grabs her New York fucking necklace, her little Statue of Liberty thing. And then he goes, maybe we take a bigger prize or something like that. And then he takes Rennie.
Right. So they fuck off to go drug and rape Rennie. And that's when, Uncle Teacher's like, we got to go find the Popo. Let's split up. In the fact, though, even though we were all together, we were just mugged. Let's split up.
Because Sean and Julius are like, we're going to go get Rennie right now because they're going to go. And the thing is these thugs, they were not even like insinuating. They were like, we're going to go rape this chick.
Yeah.
Like they could not have been more obvious about this. And they're just all like, let's go get her. And then Uncle Teacher, her legal guardian, is like, she'll be fine. Let's go find a cop. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you,
He's
dude?
terrible. But yeah, you're right. These muggers were like, all right, let's get to raping. And they just stomp off.
I think it's supposed to highlight Uncle Teacher's cowardice.
Yes.
Right?
Well,
We're supposed to
yes.
realize, this guy's not only a piece of shit, he's a cowardly piece of shit.
The worst kind of shits.
But when they split up, why didn't those two go to get Rennie then?
Who knows?
They went a-looking.
Yes, they apparently, even though they split up like 7 seconds after the muggers left, they lost them in the maze of this dock.
As the VHS box describes, it's a maze of sewers and alleyways.
Like exactly how New York is described, even though it is perfectly laid out as a grid. So they get lost, and eventually we cut back to the muggers who are shooting up Rennie with some indeterminate drug.
I think it's heroin or something like that.
Yeah.
But did you also see how much was in that syringe?
Dude, that's
like, I don't care what was in that syringe. You put that much into one person, they are dead OD'd.
Right. That's why I said indeterminate, because if that were heroin, they just killed her.
It just makes the screen stutter a little bit. That's really all this drug does.
Yes, because he's like, oh, you're a feisty one. Well, we'll shut you the fuck up, and shoots her up with drugs. But Jason to the rescue of all people. He stumbles across the rapist and kills the one guy, and then the other guy's like, I'm going to shoot you with my 35. Shoots him a bunch of times. Ineffectual.
One of the guys goes to get food or something like that. He goes like, I forgot my wallet. I forgot the money. And he comes back after seeing his buddy killed. And then he shoots Jason.
Accomplishes nothing.
Multiple times. Rennie gets up and is just running.
Yeah,
like, she's totally
fine.
good.
Well, Jason stumbles over to the guy who just unloaded his gun and then just puts his face through a pipe. Like,
yeah.
clunk. And I was like, is he dead though? Because it didn't look, the pipe moved.
Yeah, it broke the pipe open.
And then the guy just fell over, and I was like, maybe he's still alive. I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to tell what happened to this guy. Maybe that scared him straight, and now he's good. He's part of Can.
So Julius ends up on top of a rooftop. Jason follows him, and at this point, Julius kind of realizes, okay, I'm not getting out of here. It's time to fucking take this on head on. Now, Julius, being the boxer who we've been told earlier is like really good, and he might go like professional because he's that good at boxing, decides to box Jason.
These are combos keep the food light. This is it.
And this part's really cool.
Yeah, so he just punches Jason basically across the roof. He punches Jason into exhaustion. Jason, I mean, he's wearing a mask, but his body language is almost one of bemusement. Like, what is happening?
According to Kane Hodder, he was really hitting him.
Wow.
He's like, go ahead, kid. Do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive because he wasn't flinching or making, he was just...
Well, and when he, first part of it, he was. At the very end, he got like real stoic, like kind of like, ha, did nothing. But at first, it seems like he's actually
making some progress.
Yeah.
Fair. So he's pushing him to the end. Finally, he's just so tired. He can't push anymore.
Yeah, he's whiffing punches. And then Julius goes, he knows he's like now on the defensive. He goes,
Make your best shot. Motherfucker.
And Jason just punches his fucking head off.
In a stupid comical fashion.
I love
the
that
head doesn't
kill.
even look like a real head.
it
man.
pops off like the fucking like...
It looked like a wooden dummy head.
I love that kill.
The head flies off and it looks like a bottle top flew off of like a soda can. Like, and it's like, it goes and lands in a trash can. The trash can like closes like Score.
Do you know where this scene made sense? In Killer Clowns from Outer Space.
Yes.
That made more sense than this.
It seems like that. Now, I enjoyed this scene, but like it definitely was very like, oh, we just got real goofy.
You know what I would have loved?
What would you have loved?
Because up into that point, you're right. It's a great scene. Watching him tire himself out and just like, you're like, oh, dude, you're about to get it.
Yeah.
If he would have been one punched his head into like just chunks, like, you know what I mean? Like that would have been more believable or something like
then
that.
Then the MPAA would have cut it out.
Well, okay. Good point. Good point.
Because it would have been cool like if a volcano of blood erupted from his neck, right? Like a lot of cool things could have happened.
Okay, fine. I'll give it to you. Just to give you a little information on your confusion of why they're on a rooftop, back when they had giant ambitions for this film and before they saw the budget, it was supposed to take place in Madison Square Garden.
Oh, that would have been so clever.
Wait,
that would have been cool.
Madison or on top of Madison Square Garden?
Well, whatever.
No,
whatever
in would have been dope. Imagine
that's
if
what I'm
Julie...
saying. But like, I guess like if they're on top of the roof or they're in.
Well, that was the idea. It was going to be in Madison Square Garden.
So maybe
you ain't affording to film in Madison Square Garden with a $5 million budget.
I guess they were trying to be like, oh, maybe a rooftop's like a boxing ring. Like we can make it work.
I think they just like the idea of knocking a head off the roof.
I like that idea.
It would have been cooler if he like knocked him off the roof and then he fell and splattered on the ground or something like that. Like, you know, or fell and his head got lopped off by landing on like the edge of the trash can. But having it pop off like a styrofoam like nub, it was just like, what?
I'm pro head knocking scene. I'm going to die on that hill.
All right.
Okay.
So all of our heroes eventually meet up again and they find...
Uncle Teacher had found the cops.
Yes. I was going to say, find the cops and they're like, oh, sweet, the popo. The cop's like, all right, what's going on here?
For all his hip language, he was calling him the popo.
Oh, sweet, the police. The police force is here.
Are you an officer of the law?
And he's like, all right, what's going on? They're like, look, a mass killer is here. He's like, all right, I'm going to call for backup. Opens his car door. There's Julius's head just sitting right in the middle of the police officer's vehicle.
Well, they say, I think like Uncle Teacher and Colleen and like they're like, it's Jason. And I'm like, how does everybody know about Jason?
Well, they know because the
she'd
deckhand.
seen her. At this point, Rennie had seen him.
Yeah. Oh, that too.
Yeah, they'd seen them, but like no one. I mean, is the legend of Jason that big of? Is it like Michael Myers in Haddonfield? Everyone just knows about this.
I don't think
when Rennie was a kid, she gets pushed into the water by Uncle Teacher. He's like, "Watch out for Jason."
Yeah.
Okay, he says, "Watch out for Jason."
Yeah, that's the whole story. That
No, I know because this is the part where in the movie where we actually had that flashback where he's like, you know, you shouldn't have come here, and she's like, wait, I remember.
Yeah.
Why I'm scared is because you pushed me in the fucking water, you dick.
Right. It's like a tall tale, right? Everybody knows about Jason the Killer from Camp Crystal Lake.
I don't think they expected the cop to know, but they all.
Yeah, the cop knew, and I was just like, that's weird.
I don't know that he knew. I think he was just like, all right, calm down. Like whatever you say. Yeah, Jason. Okay.
So they all pile into the cop car, all four of them. Auntie Teacher, Uncle Teacher, Sean,
Colleen, Charles, Sean, and Rennie.
Right. I think if you've gotten through this much episode, you know who Uncle Teacher and Auntie Teacher.
I hope so. You're really confused.
They all pile in after the cop is killed, and Rennie starts driving the car, and she runs over real Jason, and then she's still in like that drug-induced state where she is also seeing her weird traumatic projections. So little kid drowned Jason is also there.
Yeah.
So she keeps driving and passes through him and crashes into the wall, and the car sets on fire.
Michael Bay type explosion.
Right?
Yeah, well, they get out, and then like the car's on fire.
All of them get out except for Auntie Teacher. I don't know why she decided just to hang it out in the car when the rest of them all piled out. The car explodes, like you said, Michael Bay fashion. It goes up, and they're all like, Auntie Teacher, no. Pretty sure that's what they said.
Yeah, pretty much verbatim.
Right.
And so we're also led to believe this is a New York City where an explosion of that magnitude could happen and nothing.
It's 89, man. Anything goes in New York.
Yeah, you know about the mythical 80s.
Of course, where apparently,
as you said earlier, it's pre 9/11.
Cop cars were just blowing up left and right. So
Rennie confronts her uncle about the trauma she's experienced. Sean's like, you don't know what's best for her. Me and Rennie are going to go off. You go fuck off by yourself. So he runs into an abandoned building, and he's getting chased around by Jason. And then we see Chekhov's trash can.
Yeah, he ends up in that alleyway where, like, the trash can from the beginning, Jason dunks him in head first, drowns him in the waste trash can.
And it's not just water. It's like green goo. It's like
gross.
mutagen.
Yeah, when we say waste, we mean like Toxic Avenger level waste.
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mutagen is what it looks like.
I believe we call it ooze.
Okay, secret of my ooze. Watch out, bro.
I do.
This is my secret
Did you
ooze.
say secret of my ooze?
Oh, gross. Did I say that?
Yes, you did. I don't want to know about your ooze, bro.
It's a problem that I'm having treated. Please leave me be.
So Rennie and Sean run into the subway at this point. And John, you have familiarity with the subway.
I do.
People just barrel through the subway like that at full pace, and people are just like, cool.
Well, I mean, I don't know the subway of 1989, but no, you generally, there's generally cops in or around the general vicinity of subway stations, mostly to prevent people from turnstile jumping. But if you're just barreling through people like that, you're going to attract attention.
I think based on movies from Hollywood like this and Die Hard with a Vengeance and so forth, I just assumed there was explosions daily in the subways. Is that not true?
Well, maybe in the 80s. Big explosion problem. I think they fixed it, though.
Okay, good to know they've cleaned that up.
Yeah, definitely.
But then there's the point where, like, when Kane Hodder comes through, like, he kicks open that subway glass door. That was awesome. The way he, like, does the Alex from Street Fighter 3 level, like, forward kick with his foot. It's so dope looking. He kicks that window open, just walks through like it's no thing. They end up on a subway train, and they think they've lost him.
It's a fully packed subway train too, right? There's commuters on
It's
it.
busy. I wouldn't say fully packed, but it's pretty fucking busy.
They're in downtown, Manhattan, so.
Do you know in some circumstances when you've got a monster or a creature and when it's in the correct setting, it looks cool. But then when you try to drop it into like a real world setting, it's cheesy as fuck. AKA like say Masters of the Universe, He-Man, when it was in New York. I didn't feel this at all.
New York, dude. That was in a small town.
It looked like New York. Look, it doesn't matter. That's not the point. The point is that like,
it works.
When you introduce fantastical ideas into the real world, it can come off cheesy. But I feel like Jason looked pretty cool, like muscling his way through these actual parts of New York.
I agree. I think it really did work. And I also totally believe that people on the subway would not pay any fucking attention to this dude. They'd just be like, oh, what is happening? I'm just trying to go home right now. Like, leave me alone.
Again, me just assuming this is what happens in New York, right? This is just another day for these people.
On the subway, people are exceptionally good at ignoring everything. Because it's just weird shit and they just want to go home. And most people are just trying to sell you candy you don't want anyway.
What? So a real candy sales problem on the subway?
I mean, yeah.
This has been a slice of New York life with John.
I mean, I haven't been there in a couple years, but it's less so now. I mean, you really want to get into the details.
No, I don't. Let's go.
It's less so now because they strictly enforce moving between train cars, but previously there used to be a big problem with people would just sell you candy, hawk all kinds of garbage, just moving from car to car to car to get money. Anyway, Jason chases these people through the subway. They get to the end of the subway. They're like, what the fuck do we do now? They're like, got it. Emergency brake. Pull the emergency brake. Everyone falls in the opposite way the train was moving.
I noticed that. I was like, did everyone fall backwards? Just how'd that happen?
Just like what would happen in real life. They jump out of the train because their idea is to kill Jason with the third rail.
Wait, is that their idea? I thought they just jumped out and he fell on it.
Good point. Maybe it was an accident.
Because the thing is, I don't think they're familiar with the third rail. These people seem like they'd never been to New York before.
Fair point. So I was.
If it wasn't for movies, I would have no idea what the third rail was.
I was giving them a little bit more credit than they deserve.
Yes.
It's fair point. So they jump out. I guess they're lucky they don't hit the third rail. But Jason does. And
he just pops up. He's just like electrocute and he's just on fire.
It would have been hilarious if that supercharged him. Electricity brought him back to life.
He became electric Jason, like in Gremlins 2, that gremlin becomes electricity.
Yeah, it would have been so funny if now he was like Uber Jason. They run up and finally we're in Times Square. And that part was cool because I like looking at all the old ads.
Wait, did they go to Times? I thought they went to the sewers.
No. First they go to Times Square, then they go to the sewers.
I fucking can't even remember this anymore.
You missed the 3 minutes of actual New York, bro.
Yeah.
I don't remember that part at all. I remember them in the subway. I remember them in the sewer. And then I have a note that says, this movie is way too long.
Yeah, it is. So they run up the stairs. They're in Times Square. They run into a business, right? When they're like, oh my God, I have a maniac trying to kill me. We need to call the police. They're like, the lady, of course, stereotypical New Yorker, like, all right, welcome to New York. Oh, there's a payphone, but it's broken. And then Jason bursts through. You don't remember this at all?
No.
Jason bursts through the door of this pizzeria, and the chef who previously played Jason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, comes to fight him, and he just gets thrown against the glass. They escape through the back exit, keep running.
I don't remember any of this.
And this is when they get.
Oh my God.
Then this is where they find the open manhole to get into the sewer.
Okay, if I was in New York running for my life, you know where I would never go? Down into the sewers.
Absolutely.
So while running through New York, there's a gang of punk rockers listening to their jukebox. Did you not see this either?
No.
So the two are two.
Benny and the Jits.
So Rennie and Sean run past the punkers, and they're just like, "Oh, that's interesting." And then Jason comes storming by and kicks the shit out of the boombox and keeps walking. And they're like, "Oh, hey, vato!" And they get out their blades.
Yeah.
And then he just picks up his mask, and they all run away.
Do we see what's under his mask?
No, he's from behind. So he lifts his mask and he scares the punkers off, and then he puts his mask back on and keeps chasing them.
He should just be doing that for like the first couple movies. Then it's like, check out my face,
right?
boom, we're done.
It's a really good scene, but it is funny how there's no reason for Jason to kick that fucking radio. It's like not in his path.
Are those the punk rockers from the montage at the beginning of the movie at night?
Probably.
Yeah, they only had 7 actors in this movie, so now they're in the sewer, right? They're in the fabled New York sewer.
I wish you listeners could see what John's doing with his hand. He's like passionately like, making fists like they're in the sewer.
Where we always hoped this movie would go, the sewer.
Anywhere other than New York.
Yeah, right? They ran out of money, so now they're in nondescript hallways that were probably a soundstage. So they're in the sewer, they are lost, they run into a random sewer worker who's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing here? They're like,
hey, then they say like, you have to get out of here because eventually these tunnels flood with toxic waste every night.
Yeah.
And I was
in
like
10 minutes.
Yeah,
I was like, that can't be real. Like that cannot be what happens.
In no universe does any city just flood their sewers with toxic waste.
It's 9:35 p.m. It's time to flush the toxies away.
Like,
do you think this was a Toxic Avenger origin story that was scrapped?
I wish. I'd love for him to make an appearance.
So stupid.
Kids, come with me.
There was already an EPA in 1989. Like that would have made sense if this movie had taken place in like 1929.
Well, it melts, not to spoil, but it melts like stuff away. The thing is, it was like, wouldn't this like eat away the sewer? Like, wouldn't everything be melted away? Like,
yes.
This would just destroy the under part of the city.
And where is this toxic waste coming from? And
where's it going? Yeah. There's the bigger question. Where are they flushing it to? New Jersey.
Yes. This is the Camp Crystal Lake, actually.
I hate everything about this ending. This ending is so bad.
So bad. So the sewer worker tries to get him to an exit. Of course, Jason, we see him run here. He like runs and tackles this guy.
Yes, and it looks so weird when he runs.
It is
like
weird.
Not like bad weird.
Yeah.
It's so awkward to see him run after just teleporting and walking everywhere. Like you're like, oh, you could have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah, that is really bizarre.
It was very jarring. Like I said, it doesn't look wrong. It's just like a very weird character trait that we hadn't seen very often out of nowhere.
So he kills the sewer worker.
Rennie hides and opens up a bucket. It looks like a plastic paint bucket of toxic waste and throws it in Jason's face at this point.
Yeah, I did like that part.
And then we see Jason's face like get all melty. It looks like a weird Toxic Avenger type,
It's the dumbest looking face he's had yet.
Yeah, it's not great, but I like the idea of toxic weapon being his weakness.
And
it didn't kill him. It just basically melts his face.
Yeah, no, and he just starts like, I'm like, oh,
my face. And then he doesn't say that, but like he's doing that.
Ouch, this hurts.
He starts laughing underwater.
I've been sludged.
She grabs Sean. They find this is another question. If this thing's getting flooded with toxic waste, which is so bad, this grate is only maybe 10 feet above them. Right. And it's an open grate to the streets, which means toxic waste is splashing up into the streets or could flood up into it.
As happens regularly, every single day day in New York.
You see what Mayor Cuomo had to deal with when
Yeah.
he took over?
So yeah, they try to climb up this railing, this ladder to
Yeah.
this grate. Sean can't push it open.
Well, it's locked, which is the only realistic thing about
Yes.
the sewers so far is that they do lock the entrances.
And Rennie's like trying to climb up behind him, but she's still low enough to where Jason, if he walks up to her, grabs her leg and is basically like got a hold of her now.
Yes.
You think he's gonna pull her down, but at this point, you start seeing the lights shake back and forth. The walls start rumbling, and it is a deluge of toxic wastewater.
It's insane.
Barreling to them, and it hits Jason, and he's now engulfed and like melting into nothing into water. Is what it looks like.
And he's like, "Oh, what a world! What a world!"
So what I read,
Wicked witch style.
yeah, what I read is that originally the outcome was he was supposed to just disintegrate into nothing, and the studio was like, "That's bonkers because we need to be able to make a sequel." So instead, what they had is Mark's, from what I understand, favorite ending of any horror movie of all time.
So dumb.
He just converts back into baby Jason. Well, not baby Jason, kid Jason, and he just starts crying like in the fetal position.
Wait, that's real?
Yeah.
No, that's a hallucination of Rennie.
No, I thought it was real.
That's got to be that better be a hallucination.
Because Sean can see it too.
Well, the dog could see her hallucination, so I just thought everyone could see her hallucinations.
I don't know.
So what's funny though is as the toxic wastewater starts like bumping into him, he starts throwing up water. Like he's had water in his lungs this whole movie, which I was like, that's weird. Is that a throwback to when he was drowning? And the thing is, he looks really panicked, like, oh my God, I'm going to drown again.
Yeah.
But the thing is, dude, you've walked across the floor of the ocean. You should not be afraid of being underwater ever again. But okay, so yes, there's like a naked kid laying there. So he transforms from a grown ass deformed killer to a regular boy after touching toxic waste.
Yes, it's why it's stupid and it doesn't make any sense. It's fucking dumb.
Then they exit the sewer and they're back in New York. A stupid soft rock soundtrack plays and the credits roll over Times Square.
Right before that, you see something start creeping around the corner at them, and then it starts running at them, and then the camera turns, and you think it's the dog.
I did
the
forget.
dog lives, and they're like, oh, Toby, and I was like, my name's Kunta Kinte.
Yeah.
But so,
where the hell has that dog been the whole time?
that dog was smart. That dog was out on fucking like
he was
watching a Knicks game at Madison Square Garden.
He was gone for so long. I forgot there was a dog in the movie.
He's hanging out with Spike Lee at a Knicks game. They're doing their thing.
You would not believe the day I had.
We have had a doozy of a day.
Yeah.
The dog shows up and then they like, where do you want to go? And it's like, anywhere we want. Like they're gonna like, the thing is like, you have no job, you have no money, you have no prospects. You are in New York, arguably one of the most expensive places to try to fucking live. And it's like, what are you going to do?
The only correct answer is to a police station to figure out what do we do with the fact that a boat just sank, all of our friends are dead, my legal guardian was murdered. Like they have a
Colleen's in a burned cop car.
Yeah, they have a lot of logistical things they need to work out right now.
Also, they just left that kid in the sewer.
Yes, they did. There's a
it is a murderous villain who's come back to life multiple times.
Fair.
Well, that's okay. That's a great point. Let's say you're being chased by a giant monster. It gets splashed by some Kool-Aid or something. I don't know. And then turns into a baby. Are you guys still running away? Or are you going to be like, what's up with this baby?
Oh no, I'm running the fuck away.
You're going to leave that baby for dead?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Get out of here, baby.
That's fair. You're dead, baby.
So, John, now that we've discussed and really laid its problems bare at its feet.
Oh yeah.
Is this still your favorite?
It was never my favorite.
All the logistical issues of this movie, you're still on board with it.
Yes, I do believe it's so bad. It's so bad it's good. I had fun watching it. I was never really bored. I was confused sometimes or thinking this is insanity.
You had me until you said, I was like, I can agree with everything he's saying until you said I was never bored. Because I got bored many points in this movie.
I wish
it was like 15 minutes shorter.
Yeah, I mean, that would have been fine. It was the longest running Jason movie.
Is it really? It was like an hour and 40 something minutes.
Yeah, they could cut 15 minutes. I'd be all right with that.
Honestly, if they cut 15 minutes, I would really enjoy this movie. If they cut the fucking hallucination shit out, because that confused me so much. It's like in Halloween 6 where I was just like, wait, is the druid story important right now? Like, there's so much from these movies where I'm like, if you're gonna like fuck with a plot line so bad that it doesn't make sense anymore, just cut it completely.
After you've told me that this was originally supposed to star the character from movie 7 with all the psychic abilities, like, I really think removing her and keeping all of this like trauma mental projection shit was a mistake.
I agree. Oh, for sure. They should have written the script if they were going to fire the character where that all made sense for. But I don't know. I'm never going to say it's a good movie, but I will say it's a fun movie.
Do I recommend this movie?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think I do.
There's too many other good choices to choose from. You can go with part 6. You can go with part 7. You can go with 2. You can go with 3. Honestly, 3 is one of my favorites. So, I mean, there's like so many better options. You could go... no, I wouldn't say Jason X, but I'm just saying,
I would.
I mean, yes, this is the second worst Jason movie, so watch all the other ones.
Which one do you think is worst again?
9.
9. Jason Goes to Hell. See, I need to watch that now.
But if you're like, I'm sort of sick of watching the other ones, this one's fine. It's fine, is what I would say.
Okay.
There should have been more Manhattan. There should have been more of that. There should be less boat.
Yeah.
There's way too much boat.
Why didn't they go someplace else they could have afforded?
Yeah.
Afforded. Why couldn't they go someplace else they could afford? You know,
it's
like
New York. It's the big America idea, right? Of
Yeah,
this,
I don't
huge
think-
city that never sleeps.
You mean the Big Apple?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jason Takes L.A. All right, that sounds like a parody of Jason Takes Manhattan.
If you really want to make Jason Goes to Manhattan a thing, make it a cultural tour de force where you basically like have him like run past a room where Crocodile Dundee is. Or like he passes Spike Lee going like, this shit's getting too crazy. Like actually put some legit New York flavor into it. Or have him join the Harlem Globetrotters.
The things you could do if only they had the money, right? It's the biggest fault is it just
get rid of that boat and just go to New York. Like honestly, if you spend 30 minutes in New York, I would have enjoyed that more than I would have enjoyed 45 minutes on a boat. But what
there you have it.
Great Scooby-Doo episode.
Well, what did you guys think about Jason Rides a Boat? Let us know what you think on our Instagram, our social medias, our Twitters, our Facebooks. And you can find more of our stuff at gravetalk.com. Anything else on this one before we wrap up?
Watch it. No, don't watch it.
Jason.
All right. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time.